Welcome to Mint. This is a part of our ongoing series, Fashion Conversations from Will's Lifestyle India Fashion Week's Autumn-Winter 2013 collection. And today I am with Rahul Mishra. Rahul, who made his debut as part of Lakme Fashion Week's Gen Next in 2006, soon became, or at least as I called him, the poster boy of handlooms amongst young designers. Today, he's an established designer and is now free to almost give himself, inside his handloom label, a new dissection. He is challenging himself far before others do in the space that is becoming creatively very, very crowded. Let's ask Rahul. Rahul, you told me a couple of days back that you are consciously reinventing yourself for this collection. Is it a reinvention or it's a parallel track?
I always believe, like what Mr. Armani used to say when he used to study in Milan, that a designer is almost like a magician. You need to keep building new tricks, new techniques for every season after season. And designer need to evolve. Stagnation is never a good thing for designer. And you should able to cater to as much, like every season when you showcase, you built few new ideas, you built a new market for yourself, you built new protagonists for yourself. So that's how the entire exercise is going on.
So what is it this time that you are doing which you've never done before?
Now, this time I have experimented a lot. With silhouettes, with construction details especially.
Can you show us some of the garments?
Like this time I have coined a new term for my sleeves construction. Like this is a complete sleeve where you have got entire. Even there's no collar joint, there's no joint here, and the sleeve goes almost like a caterpillar. So I call it caterpillar sleeve. So every designer always dream of having one technical term attached to him. So I think this will be something which I hopefully I will able to copyright it or will be known for that. Apart from that, I have also tried to experiment this time with old Indian chintz motifs. The old ideas. I had a travel to Victoria Albert Museum last year. Right. So I came across beautiful textiles which Britishers used to produce, and they produce in India but for European market. So I try to revive those colors, those beautiful motifs, a few lotuses, a few ideas like these. Like this is done on organic Khaadi.
Right.
This idea, which is again very chintz inspired, very Indian textile inspired. So idea here is to explore new dimensions.
Right.
Within handloom or even away from handloom a bit, because handloom is any which way, it's a very conscious call, which is a kind of attached together with us.
But you have associated yourself particularly with Chanderi weaving clusters inside handloom, or your chart is free and large and always exploring?
It's very large right now. It's so large that it's sometimes become difficult to handle. Like my current production is going on in Kerala, that's in south of India. Chanderi becomes central part of India. Then I have what in Andhra Pradesh, in Pochampalli, my production is going on. That becomes another corner altogether. Then I have got production happening Maheshwar, which is quite far away from Chanderi. So a lot of times it becomes a kind of logistic nightmare for me. And every cluster is producing really well, and we are growing a business through every cluster today. So that is a wonderful thing. Like Kerala, the day we are producing this year, we never produced Kerala fabrics like that before. Chanderi, the kind of production, the kind of motifs we have explored in Chanderi, those also never done before. Like these kind of motifs which are again very chintz inspired, very Art Nouveau inspired kind of motifs which you are trying to do with Chanderi. So idea is how can I make even Chanderi also come with a new kind of dimension. A new page can be added to Chanderi.
Rahul, you are a National Institute of Design product, and I have noticed for all these years that you carry a kind of an idealism very boldly on your sleeves. You don't do just fashion, you want to do idealist fashion and bring back something to the weavers. You are worried about manufacture, this, that and the other. Your arguments are from the other side, less from the design viewpoint. Tell me a little about this fascination and passion you have for the weaver. And what's going on in your mind?
I see my label, if I look at like, my dream is to be amongst top labels across the globe. It means I'm looking at a legacy which is going to be like 50-year-old, 100-year-old. I'm just a little too selfish about it. I want my weavers to pay it so nicely that their kids also take up the profession and work really well, earn really well. So the craft survive. If craft survive, then designer like Rahul Mishra is going to survive. So it's a kind of very give and take. I will not say that I'm a social service kind of person, but I just love doing what I'm doing, and that's why I'm a designer.
Right. Let me ask you one last question. Handloom is becoming almost a new black, to use a cliche. The India story is very strong in our industry and there is a lot of appreciation. That's making cotton and handloom luxurious and dearer and more expensive. How will you work to marry the two to make, your weaver empowered, but your buyer able to buy what the weaver is making?
Yesterday also I had this idea. I spoke to a couple of weavers who are here. They had their set of problems. Like they say, right now when they go and work in Manrega as a laborer, they end up earning more than weaving. A lot of affordable
That's
handloom
unskilled labor and this is skill.
Yeah, skilled labor. Yeah. A lot of handloom weavers, they are shifting into something else. Definitely, if a kid sees his father, if a son sees his father bleeding, still not earning, then he's never going to pursue profession. My thing is, make handloom, and handloom has to be luxurious. Anything handmade has to be luxury.
But shouldn't we
have
be
to
able
take
to
out
buy it?
middlemen.
Yeah.
We should able to take out middlemen somehow. Middlemen are not required in today's free business. It has to be free business. Designers need to not do that much of extra multiplication on their product. They need to pay handloom weavers really well. If a handloom weaver is getting paid 500 rupees a day, 400 rupees a day, he's sitting in a village, even at 10-15,000 rupees, he will be equivalent to somebody who's earning 50,000 rupees in a city like Bombay. And suddenly you will see entire shift of skilled labor staying in villages rather than cluttering and making cities more crowded. You have to see, like, there's so many problems which will be solved just by if we take employment back to the roots, back to the villages. And unfortunately, if I say I'm not talking about government, I don't want to end up being political about this. But think about the 80% of our country's spending is happening on 20% population which lives in cities.
Right, so there is that you do wear idealism as your top layer even now, despite being a designer. So I'm going to follow two stories with you, your caterpillar and your handlooms, and let's see which one wins.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for your
Thanks a lot.
time.